Well,
Because
la di
this
da.
this shape right here, I learned this in like the 80s. This is called a flux capacitor. Sorry, it's an old movie.
Oh my gosh. I've always wanted to get a tattoo on my back, Back to the Future, because it's on my back and I like to think about the future.
You only live once.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever been so heavily judged.
Anyway. So we did a little video, huh? And we like recorded a test. And
Yeah.
we unearthed some things there.
That I'm bad at tactics.
No, it wasn't that. It was the whole thinking defensively idea, where we wanted you to think about the defensive side of it as hard as you were thinking about the offensive side of it, because when you skip that part, you miss what he's about to do to you, and then you lose sometimes. So when we look at a position like this, and we've been staring at this for a minute now, at least, since we started here. I'm going to flip it to black side, because we want to play white's point of view, but we want to know what he's about to do to us. Because that's how you do it, right? Whenever you want to figure out what he's about to do, what's the threat, you flip the board and you go, if it's his turn to move again, what would he do? And you can find it that way.
So I was thinking of putting my knight on h7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that might not work. You're right. Yeah, I think bishop takes bishop and you'd be hosed. I think that's the technical word, too, hosed. Now, let's take a step back, and you're starting to calculate already. I can feel it. I can feel your desire to go, if this, then this, if this, then this, right? We have to let that go. And you have to not do that. You have to stop yourself, purposefully stop yourself from going if thens. Look at the position and tell me which pieces are causing the danger.
I just feel like maybe you want to be on the square, right? I feel like
There you go.
This is
His
your
queen
checkmate
his
square.
queen wants to be here with checkmate. Okay, so if his
Yeah.
queen wants to be here with checkmate, he needs to move the bishop out of the way. That's easy. And he needs to remove the knight from the board.
Yeah.
Okay? Those are the two things he needs to have happen for white to win. So when we step back and we look at it that way, this one has to sacrifice for the knight at some moment. This one has to trade with the bishop at some moment. And if that happens, white wins. And now we can start thinking about it in a different way, not if-thens. Like, which pieces do we have that could ever reach h7 again?
Not a lot of them.
No, almost nothing, right? We got a knight that can reach there, maybe the other knight. Exactly. That's exactly it. The other knight might be able to back up our first knight so that it can't be removed from the defense. That's a possibility. Okay? So
Okay.
let's add this. It's a possible move, and so is this. Now remember, if we ever captured the knight, the game would be over. We would not get checkmated, right? We would be defending. So this move actually gains time. Because we're threatening. If he goes rook takes knight, we can just take his knight off the board and we're not losing. Right?
Yeah, but he wants to take with his queen, though.
So he takes with his queen. And now look at your move. He's got to move the queen again.
Wow. I don't even know how I didn't see that.
Right? And then we can defend the square, and now we're not losing anymore, period.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to look at the other side of the board, because I want you to remember this. Black is threatening to defend the game by just taking this bishop off the board and then playing the knight in and then defending everything and attacking the king. He's about to do that. It's going to happen.
Okay.
Now it's our turn as white. We have exactly one turn to play with, because if this happens, we lose.
Well, obviously taking the initiative would be either this move or this move, I think. So if I take and he takes, then I take. Yeah, I don't think he could take. I really don't think he could take. So if I take, he has to come here. It doesn't actually. He can do whatever he wants. He can do this move, but like I think if he comes here, and I come here. I don't think he can stop this then. So okay, so if here and then he comes here, and then takes and this and then that's mate.
No, slow down. You went too fast there.
Sorry. So if I come here and he takes it this way, I'm just trying to
Right.
give him more king space.
Because his bishop's still defending here.
Yeah. And I.
So you have to do. This is. It's still possible, right? It's still possible.
And then I could actually come here and sack the bishop.
There you go.
And you come back here, and then it's mate.
So we're only looking at these moves, right? You only looked at these. You didn't look at anything else.
Oh, yeah, I think everything else is too slow.
Yeah, because you know everything else is too slow. That's how this works. So let's show the answer just for the people at home. Go ahead and play white. Yeah, nicely done. Nothing I can do. You're going to checkmate on h7 or h8 on the next move. And there's absolutely 0 chances for black. Cool. So we're going to play white here. And the first thing is first, we want to look at black's point of view.
Wow. All right, so this is a lot going on here. So I'm just thinking, all right, what are all the possible checks that he has? Obviously, the king. There's a threat here. This square is blocked off, so right now the king really only has these 2 squares to play with altogether. That's a cool fork. All right, sorry. I mean, oh, there's a fork right here. Too many cricket.
There's a fork right there.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
Okay, so black's
wow,
about to play pawn to b4. And when the white king takes it, which he must because he can't go anywhere else, everything else is covered, then the knight coming into that same square that we just saw actually wins a whole piece. And now he can't checkmate you because there's no rook there anymore. So back at the beginning, the knight is actually the key piece to defend. He's defending this by taking it, and he's also defending by getting the check and taking the rook. So we know where the most important piece for black is in this game. Let's go back to the white's point of view.
Now I just want to do this. Because then you have this coming. So takes, check.
Now make sure it's checkmate when you take that, please. I don't want him walking away and getting away.
It definitely feels like he can walk away.
He can. Stop him.
So right now he only has that square. So that would fix that pretty quickly. So he's going to do this next. So it's here, here, here. And then the question is, can he stop mate? And the answer is no.
And that is the right way to solve that puzzle. And that means you didn't have to calculate nearly anything that you would have done before, right?
Not on this side, but yeah.
Right, you had to calculate a ton on the other side of the board, but that's the right move. Go ahead and play it. Let's show everybody.
Takes, here.
And black can play whatever he wants. He's going to lose on the next turn. Even sacrifice the rook, and it still just lengthens it by a single turn. Here's the white side of it, and I'm going to flip it to look at the black side of it to see what black's about to do to us. I just showed this position to an 8-year-old, and he solved it in 3 seconds.
Well, an 8-year-old's probably 8 times better than me.
How do you do it faster? Yeah, that's it. Now what? I'm erasing that arrow. I'm acting like that didn't happen. Draw that again. Draw that again. Look at this guy again. No, get that. Stop looking over there.
Oh my god.
All right. So
you're making it hard.
I'm sorry I'm making it hard. It's not my intention is not there.
Wow, that's so painful.
Okay, so he's definitely about to play a forced win of the queen in 1 turn, right? White's got to do something this turn. He has 0 turns. You don't have any time to mess around. No mucking about, so they say. I don't know where they say that, but they say it.
So if you were to do this, it would be here.
Plus, he can just take this anyway. Because
well,
this shape right here, I learned this in like the 80s. This is called a flux capacitor. Sorry. It's an old movie.
Oh my gosh. I've always wanted to get a tattoo on my back, Back to the Future, because it's on my back and I like to think about the future.
I mean, you only live once.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever been so heavily judged.
Anyway.
I mean, again, I'm not saying these are good moves. They're just moves.
Okay. Okay. But that did stop the thing, right?
It did.
It did, right?
Takes it, then, if you did, then you could do this and you fork them. But then he comes with check here, and then it's still okay because you just don't lose the pawn.
You saved 1 point. That's better. That's an improvement.
Woo! You still lose. You're still down 8 points. So I'm trying to not sack my queen. So if I take, he can still do this. Okay.
Your queen's the problem. Why not sacrifice her? She's the one who's causing all the grief, right? The knight comes here and there's no queen there. Shoot.
Yeah, but for a knight, and I check. So it has to be takes. Oops, that was a bad arrow. Wow. Takes. Check.
I noticed here that it wasn't the concept that was the problem. It was actually being able to see far enough into the chess game to see the position.
Okay, there's also this move. And you sack it.
Now I just have to figure out what to do about it.
That. Oh, yeah. Check. Here. Wow, that was really... And then you take the rook. Oh, but then you lose another rook.
Okay, he takes it back.
Oh,
Now look.
okay.
Your visualization is not catching it. So just look at this now and see if you can spot it.
Okay, so if I come here, he has this move.
Right.
How do I... Oh, then I come here.
Yeah, and then where?
And then...
It seems like every time we do a lesson, something else comes to the surface. Last time it was the defensive ideas and the technique there. This time, it's actually the visualization of the board.
And he goes here? No, that's bad.
Go ahead and play the moves.
Okay, so...
Because the visualization is the problem, it's not the moves. So go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. Mated.
Yeah. Wow,
it's the visualization 2 moves deep, I think, is really cloudy for you.
Yeah, I need to work on that, huh?
He doesn't know it yet, but we will work on that in the next one. See you then. Bye.